Hello, welcome to the Club Zone. I'm your host, Hailey B, and today our guest is Miss Jasmine Luna.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, Jasmine is president of Students for Climate Action. First of all, do you want to start by telling us your club cause?
Yeah, so I'm actually co-president along with Najoni Niz Kiers. But yeah, so we're an environmentalist club action club here at Redwood High School. We actually started in 2020 during the school year that was online. But we actually had a lot of success because a lot of our cleanups were very like small, and since our club was new, that was like kind of small. We did manage to have like Zoom seminars that were really successful, and it just took off from there. And like big thanks to Jackie Controlla, last year's president of Students for Climate Action, and like the rest of the team for continuing like the legacy going through our Instagram page. And I feel like thanks to social media, our club has been able to get to where we are today because it really helped us like spread the word that we were active and like as well as helping us have that outlet to post about environmental issues and have people read along with them. So yeah, we're just a passionate group of young environmentalists. But our focus is environmental justice in our intersectional environmentalist approach. So we pay attention to issues not only like happening in the environment and in our world with climate, like climate issues, but also we like to see like how different types of cultures or like countries are affected differently, and how like poorer communities are struck harder by like climate change or like how it affects them. So yeah.
I know like you are also part of the multicultural club, and I don't you guys do like kind of like collabs with your activities, them and Green Club?
Yeah, so actually, I used to be vice president for Multicultural Appreciation Club, but sadly this year I discontinued because I was just too busy, and I really wanted to take over Students for Climate Action because I really loved like the motion that we were going in, and I don't know. I love both clubs still. I'm still part of all the clubs, but we definitely do collab with other clubs. During the Rio Limpio, the Tule River cleanup that we had in Springville, July 17th of last year, it was like a big cleanup project that we had. So we had an outside funder, and she was Dr. Lucia Vasquez. So she works with us and like helps us mainly plan like events outside, like cleanup events. She funded our Rio Limpio cleanup, so that involved like she paid for the gas that got us up to Springville and carpool.
That's
And
awesome.
we were able to get like, because we advertised it all on social media.
Okay.
So, and it took a while to plan it because it was all youth led. Her grant allows us to use the money for youth as long as it's youth led, youth involved, like by high school youth. So it was really awesome. And so we planned the Rio Limpio trip within like 3 months. And by the summertime, we had an amazing trip. It was like a retreat. We cleaned up the Tule River. We had amazing feedback by people at the Tule River. People were like thanking us, and we had like some students from El Diamante's like Green Club. Some of them came over. Some friends from my Heal nonprofit came over, and it was just a really great turnout.
That's awesome.
So we're making that an annual thing. We actually, this Saturday, we had a planning event with Multicultural Club and Lucia and like Students for Climate Action. We had a small gathering behind, I think it was called the Quaker Farm, Quaker Reserve or something like that, right behind the Quee Oaks Preserve.
Quaker Reserve.
Yeah, so we're there this Saturday, and we planned for the Rio Limpio. So the next Rio Limpio is going to happen this incoming July 10th, 2020. And we're still in the progress of like planning for the trip, because this year we actually might next year we might actually get like a bus to go up to Springville and have like the big cleanup and the retreat up there. So that's what's coming up.
That's awesome. That's the
Yeah.
future plans.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say a typical club meeting would look like for you guys?
So during a typical club meeting, would you like me to like go like then compared to now kind of thing? Because like our club meetings have changed.
Sure.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah, like the progression of them.
Yeah, so when we were online, actually, some of the club meetings would definitely be like just presentations, really. So we would present about like one issue, and then we would like introduce ourselves to the club people, because every time on Zoom we'd have different people. We'd talk about like a certain issue, or just about our club in general, what goals we had when we would have like cleanups and stuff. But like now, since we are able to gather in person, they happen during lunch. We try to have one at least like once every month, because I know students can be busy.
Yeah.
It's either like once a month or once every other month, but our meetings involve in like just speaking about like what community events are next, because we're always trying to get like active as much as possible, because we want to keep the club alive. Like I'm really scared of our club to like just stop, you know?
Yeah.
And like in order to keep it going, we got to stay active. So yeah, our club meetings just involve planning for events, speaking about upcoming events, and speaking about like environmental issues and how we can do our part as humans, you know?
Yeah. And another thing is like how you were saying like you're afraid for the club to stop. What do you like, how do you wish like it would carry on, like with like handing it down and stuff, like?
Yeah, so we're actually in progress of like trying to get more people involved in our club, because we are kind of mostly the officer team. We all like, well, not all of us are seniors. I know we have Donia, who's a junior, so we plan on passing it on to her as an officer next year. But I definitely hope that this like club continues. So I'm sure soon we'll have like interest forms for like interviews to be happening. Not this semester, but like next semester we'll be interviewing a few people who are interested in being like potential officers.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that'll be going on, but I hope that this club continues. And a lot of people don't know this, but I have a feeling, because I've heard teachers say it, I think Eskridge and White, Mr. White, are club advisors. Well, Mr. Eskridge is the club advisor for Green Club, and he's been for like a while now. Ever since I was here, I've known he's been the Green Club person.
Yeah.
And then Mr. White is the Students for Climate Action person. So I think in the future we're going to be collabing as a whole
like a
club.
conjoint club.
I think it's going to turn into a joint club within the next years if like we do
that would
shrink.
be so cool.
Yeah, so that will probably happen in the future. If not, then there'll be two separate climate groups, but I've heard some gossip around here, around there. Like they definitely want to expand the groups for sure. But I think collabing would make us more powerful, because there is a lot of people in Green Club, and there is a lot of people in, my Students for Climate Action Club. So, yeah, both of us together. We still work together even without, like, not being the same club. But, like, this last Sunday, yesterday, we had a St. John's cleanup event. And that was really successful.
Oh, that's awesome.
With the help of like Green Club, they helped us advertise through their like Instagram page. So that was really nice. And we got up to like 18 or 19 students out there. So it was real good.
How was that organized? Like,
yeah, so that was organized within a whole week.
And only a week?
And it was so successful. That's the shocking part, because like usually, I feel like it's human nature. Like when you plan something, especially like, let's say, when you're planning a trip with like your family or your friends, and like you've been planning it for like a year, usually something falls apart, or like something doesn't go wrong, or someone can't go. We planned this literally, like the cleanup yesterday at St. John's, we planned it a week and a half ago, I think. And we're like, you know what? We have to have a cleanup. Let's make it happen. I texted Niz and I was like, hey, like I really want to have a cleanup. Does December 4th work for you? And she's like, no, like Saturday doesn't work for me. I was like, how about Sunday? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, we're doing it. 9 a.m., 11 a.m. We're going to do that. We're going to make it happen. Soon as we planned it, like within like 2 days, we posted our post to advertise, like save the day. These are our times. This is the location. And then through our Remind, we texted it out. But the organizing was really simple. And that's what I like about cleanups, because you don't really have to purchase anything really. All you need to take really is gardening gloves and like trash bags if you needed to. But thanks to collabing with Green Club, Mr. Eskridge actually has a bunch of trash bags. So he gave me a whole roll of trash bags. And the shocking part was we used every single bag that he gave us.
Goodness.
And it was like I kid you not, that roll was like the size of like if you put your hands in a circle times 2. Like that roll was huge.
You guys used all of them?
We used up all the trash bags and we filled them up with tons of trash, and we didn't even make it all the way down to St. John's because of course the St. John's is long, but we did make it pretty far, and it just felt so nice. And we had like a circle gathering at the end of the cleanup because we only wanted to make it like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. just so students could like, you know, get in and get out kind of thing, because we didn't want to use up their whole Sunday, you know.
Yes.
It just meant a lot for them to come out in the first place. But yeah, we had a reflecting circle right after our cleanup, and like a lot of positive feedback came from that. Like some students were like, wow, like I've never done something like this. It felt nice. And like some people on bikes were even like thanking us for coming out there once we were making like our full circle. Like we started cleaning up first in the St. John's River itself. Well, it doesn't have water right now. So we walked down to the river and there's tons of trash, tons of things.
No.
And one of the funny parts was it was actually kind of nice to just be with so many young people and like pick up objects that like you wouldn't even expect people to bring out to the river. And just like sharing laughs and giggles, but actually like doing work. But it didn't feel like work. That was a nice thing. Other students were like, it doesn't even feel like work because there's so many like people here and people to like laugh with about like, what is this object? Like, what's he doing here?
Okay, like side note, but what was the most like random thing you guys found?
There was definitely sharp objects and like biohazard objects, and Mr. White warned us about it. So our rule for the cleanup was actually if you find anything sharp or like anything needle, that's why we made people wear like the gardening thick gloves so that if you were to pick up something sharp, it wouldn't get you. And I did take some extras, but we ended up finding a knife shoved into like a cushion, like a couch cushion, and we're just like, what the heck? Like this is like dangerous. This can harm somebody. And it was just like a full intact knife. But yeah, we did find like some very random stuff and like car parts, like a seat. We found like a whole duvet out there. And we found a whole duvet cover last time we cleaned up the Rio Limpio too. Like, I don't know who takes a duvet cover to a river, but very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a lot of wrappers, a lot of just disposable single-use stuff in that river. And we even found shoes.
Oh my god. Who leaves their
of
shoes in the river?
Shoes and socks, clothing, a bunch of that. Yeah, so. And a lot of microplastics. We were picking up some particles, but it was a little hard because some of it had already been like decomposing over there because like the water runs down there and the sand like trickles with the plastic. And it kind of was sad because we couldn't pick up every single particle and it was a little stressful, but we did pick up majority of the trash, so it definitely felt good. Like we definitely made our scratch in the river.
Yeah, it made a difference.
We made our difference. So yeah, it's just, we plan to have another cleanup hopefully hopefully January or February, sometime in between there. And the weather was really awesome this time because nobody was sweaty. It was nice and fresh and early. We got it out of the way.
Yeah.
So
what do you hope?
Plan on having cleanups more. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What do you hope club members or even just people who show up to participate like take away from these activities?
I'm hoping that students that show up and even adults, because our events are really all open to the rest of the community. They're not just open to Redwood students strictly. Like we highly encourage other students from other schools, like no matter what age you are. Like we would love for people to just come out and help us, because really we focus on like community projects. So whether it's a cleanup or we plan to do like crafts later where we make like homemade planters out of newspapers or something, because I saw that happen in the past. But whether it's like something crafty or a cleanup, we really hope that like people in the community like will like gain interest in me, like, oh, like Students for Climate Action, because our title for our club is Students for Climate Action Visalia. So it's all of Visalia. So like I didn't really know we can do that as a club actually.
Yeah.
But we just started, we went for it and we're like, hey, we have an idea last year and we're like, we should keep it open generally to Visalia because I have a feeling this can be really big. And if we get other people from other high schools to like take part in our stuff, it'll open it up to like more opportunities, more field trips, maybe like beach cleanups, because we have like a lot of ideas for cleanups because there's a lot of places that need some cleaning. If you've like driven down the highways, there's tons of trash and like I know we need special permits for that, but like other cleanups like beach cleanups, forest cleanups, or like just any spot in a town that we can clean, that's really accessible. So we hope to make that in the future happen. But yeah, like we open it to everyone in Visalia because we want people to participate, and I like that aspect of it because it allows other people, like even the thing I like most about that is because like 6th graders can come with their older siblings and they can be like participating in our group. And I'm hoping that the younger generations will be able to like know about our club. That's why I'm like publicizing a lot of our events as much as possible through Instagram. I know that a lot of 6th graders don't have Instagram, or some parents are like strict on their kids not having social media at a young age, but I'm definitely hoping to like aim at the younger age groups. Yeah. So that they can gain interest and like keeping on in our group and participating. Yeah. So that makes me really happy. I hope this is still up and going. Yeah. Like 10 years from now or something like that. That's my goal.
I know you were talking about like the plants. So you guys are selling plants. And is that a student for climate action thing?
Yes. So actually both the environmental clubs here on campus are doing stuff this week. So our club is having a plant sale this week as a fundraiser. We couldn't do a raffle this year just because COVID. But we thought, hey, why don't we sell plants on campus? I remember like somebody sold succulents one year, like succulent grams, like for the Valentine's Day or something, like years and years. I think from my freshman year. So we thought, hey, we could sell pothos clippings, like propagations. If you don't know what a like pothos is, it's like a big, beautiful, like viney green plant that is easy to cut and repropagate as long as you cut it like at the node. But basically, we're selling our clippings for $3 each with the bottle included. And if you have like a bottle at home, we're selling the pothos clipping itself to propagate for $2. So it's very affordable. That's awesome. Yeah. Very affordable. Today was actually our first day that we set up a table, and we had it nice and decorated. I was so excited. I even made like a little paper with information on how to propagate a pothos step by step, and like what the process is like of growing the pothos, cleaning out the water, replacing the water so that the roots grow healthy. And then I talked about like, how to care for the pothos plant, because there's a lot of people that have never had plants in their lives. Like we had one buyer today, a student, and he was like, do I water it? I was like, do you water the pothos? Yeah. So it's just a beautiful experience of like connecting people to nature while also giving them a beautiful plant. And these pothos plants, like I feel like it's a great investment just like to connect to nature and have a beautiful little plant. So yeah, we're having a plant sale this week, every single day, Monday through Friday.
And that ends
during
on
lunch. And that ends on Friday. Okay. As well as a silent auction. So we're actually raffling 2 baskets. I mean, not raffling, but silent auctioning 2 baskets full of like environmental goodies. So like reusable bags. One has like an environmentalist book, a journal, a cool reusable pen, and like other sustainable cool stickers and patches and really cool stuff. So awesome. We're silent auctioning those 2 baskets that were actually donated to us, which is really awesome, by another outside environmentalist group, I think locally in the Central Valley. They donated them to us because we originally had the idea of having like a raffle, but it turned into a silent auction. So that's really awesome. So we're silent auctioning and we're having that plant sale. So you can find us during lunch in front of Mr. White's room every day during lunch this week. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jasmine.
Oh, wait. And
another one.
Sorry. No, you're okay. I also wanted to talk about, so I feel like it's my job to like talk about the other environmentalist club. I don't want to leave them out. They're awesome group of kids, also passionate about like the environment and stuff. So Green Club is having a plastic bag drive this week. So they're actually collecting all these bags, and at the end of the week, they're gonna weave them into mats for the needy. That's so cool. So that's another thing that's going on, and really we've just been so involved this week. I'm fills my heart up. It makes me so happy. I hope we continue like this often because we're just like, we're getting out there and like, we're hoping that more people will gain interest in joining our club now that we're doing like this plant sale too, because they're like, oh, I didn't even know there was a student for Climate Action Club here. Because there's some people that didn't get to do like club day, or they weren't here in club day, or, you know, if they went off campus during club day. So it's another way for our club's names to get out there. And
That's
so,
really exciting. Definitely really good ideas.
Yeah. But thank you so much for having me today.
Of course.
My name is Jasmine Luna, co-president of Students for Climate Action. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.